back, for one thing. And so happy to be back. I was actually excited to record an episode of Soul Food Sundays today. And so here we are. I hope that this message finds you all well. I've had so much encouragement to start back recording Soul Food Sundays and putting out content, and so here she go. Thank you to everybody who has been rooting for me and rooting for Turquoise Majesty. For those who haven't been keeping up, I've been working on developing the website, and so you can now go to turquoisemajesty.com to book readings. All of my prices and details are on the website. Also, some of my previous YouTube content. So tell a friend to tell a friend that they can kind of one-stop shop with me. And speaking of shop, there will be some merchandise being added over the next few months, so stay tuned for that. To stay up to date with what's going on, I strongly advise that you subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow me on Instagram. There's also an option to subscribe on the website at turquoisemajesty.com. So you definitely want to keep your ear to the street and check that out. I hope y'all been doing all right. Honey, I needed a real break because life was just tossing me all over the place. A real dark night of the soul experience, which was not my first time. I'd have to say now that I'm familiar with what the dark night of the soul is, it was my third. But as we ascend, we tend to go through the dark night of the soul more than one time. So if you're not familiar with what that is, it's that space when what you're familiar with no longer resonates with you, and you go through the pain of letting that go, accepting what you are learning about yourself, those around you. And sometimes that actually comes with some loss. You know, you lose people, be it through death or fallouts, disagreements, or whatever. It could be your job. You know, you realize you're not as in alignment with the career that you previously chose as you are. So it's just that point where you come into a better understanding of yourself, but it also pushes you away from what you always understood to be about yourself. And as you are ascending on the spiritual journey and getting more connected with different dimensions of your being, you go through that dark period where it's not like dark like evil, or you know, the word dark has such a negative connotation, but it is dark in terms of you don't know what the hell going on, which way to turn, and you really come to realize that you don't have no control over it, because it's God that is orchestrating everything that is going on within you and around you. Honey, she just got straight to it, didn't she? That was a message in itself. I can just go cut the camera off. But consider yourselves special. This is my sitting spot at the park. I came out here to chill, and I was going to do my own personal devotion with some journaling and a reading and stuff like that, but I think I'm gonna save it for after this recording, because the mosquitoes would not let me live today. Like, they real live hating. I got my little citronella candle lit out here and everything, and I already got bites like everywhere. I need my money back for the candle. But whatever, I'm not gonna let them steal my shine. I'm still gonna do what it is that God brought me here to do. But it is an honor and a privilege for you all to be here with me, because this is my private spot, honey. Anybody I bring to my private, sacred spot where I chill, meditate, just look out at the water, think, journal, that's, consider yourself blessed, because I really enjoy being in this space alone. So if I bring you to this spot, I must really like you. But I do want to, especially some of my people, like the people I know personally, to have them come and chill with me sometimes, you know, when I'm open to not being by myself. I happen to really enjoy my company, but more than that, in this moment, I am just enjoying being able to connect with y'all again. And so that's what we're gonna do. I did not bring a deck that I'm familiar with because I forgot, but I just so happened to have a deck that I just bought it a few hours ago when I was in the spiritual supply store, and I put it in my bag, not realizing that I was planning to do a recording. And so we're gonna get familiar with this deck together because I just opened it. I've never used it, but I was drawn to it in the store. So whatever message is intended to come out for us for this week is going to come out for sure. Trying to think, is there anything else that I wanted to share with you guys before we get into it? And right now, I don't think so. So if you recall, here on Turquoise Majesty, we do not ask the spirit for a message without thanking them for all that has already been done, without giving God the glory for just being God. So first and foremost, we pray. So Father God, Mother Earth, ancestors, and spirit guides, we thank you for this moment to commune with you and to commune with one another. We thank you for your love and light. We thank you for bringing us back together in this moment, and just ask that you bring forth the best message for our highest good, both personally and collectively, as we move forward. Spirit, what message do you have for us, your children, on this day? Amen. So oh my God, I am not one of them girls that's scared of like spiders and roaches and stuff like that. You know, I'm gonna get to them before they get to me. So I'm gonna kill them and I'm gonna move on by my day. But these mosquitoes, bruh, I can't. I absolutely can't. So if y'all see me scratching like a crackhead, honey, that's what I got going on. But other than that, it feels awesome out here. It's not too hot. It's not too breezy. I probably should have turned the camera where you can see the water and the ducks, and I see some kids playing, but next time maybe I'll shoot from that angle if I decide to do a reading while I'm out here. But even still, that's my view right now, and so I'm trying not to let the mosquitoes steal my joy. So let's see here. I'm excited about exploring with these cards, the messages that these cards have to bring forth. Spirit, what message do you have for the collective today? Please don't be telling my personal business and bring a message for all of us and not just me. I feel like I have to be that specific because sometimes in the past, some of those, and we got one, 2, might be more than that. We got 3. And the card on the bottom is acknowledging your uniqueness. Embrace what makes you different. We're being called out. You can see the imagery in these cards. There is that looks like a platypus, type of flower, and some ducks. A platypus is definitely a unique animal. And it also has some butterflies. And as we know, butterflies are always symbolic of transformation. So that's what's at the bottom of the deck. And at the top, we have hang on, wake up your tenacity and determination. So there's someone out there, and as I'm saying that, I see an ant crawling toward my leg. And ants represent hard work, diligence, and determination. As we know, ants will get it in and they're going to work together. But I'm seeing one, but they're going to get it done. As we elevate, we tend to find meaning, signs, messages in everything around us. And that is what the power of your intuition does. You're able to find some motivation, some message, some sign in everything that you encounter. The animals, the insects, the weather, the numbers, the colors, because they all serve a purpose. And so this message is telling us that through hanging on to the card at the top of the deck, and using our tenacity and determination, and it's encouraging us to wake up to it. So that means that's something that is within you that is lying dormant, within you. There's a fire, there's a passion, there's some strength to keep pushing forward that you haven't tapped into yet. So that tells me that there are a lot of us, like myself, whose life force energy has been low. Just with everything that we've been going through on the day-to-day, as well as the major life changes that we're experiencing, we are going through some struggles that are draining our energy, and we are being reminded to hang on, tap into that reserve tank, tap into that determination and tenacity that's lying dormant within you, so that we can get to a place where we have the strength to acknowledge our uniqueness. Because it does take strength to do that in this world where everybody's kind of intended to be a carbon copy of one another, to do what's trendy and not step out in boldness and just be yourself, who you were created to be, to shed the layers of what you've been taught to be, and be courageous enough to explore who you are, to shed those layers of who you've been taught to be, and just be yourself. So let's see what the cards that fell out have to say to us, because this, ooh, I need to get in somebody's yoga class real soon. Those two cards, the top and the bottom, pretty much give us the bread. If the reading is a sandwich, if the message is a sandwich, that's the bread. That's how I have learned to read these cards, and what falls out is the meat. And we have 3 cards here. So the top and the bottom in these 3 cards, totaling a 5. This is what's going to bring you change. 5s represent change. It may come with some chaos. It may come with some discomfort. That 5 may represent the change and chaos that we've already experienced. But it's bringing about some very necessary change for us. If you're not familiar with the significance of the number 5 in numerology, I strongly encourage you guys to take a look into that. We're actually in a universal 5-year, which means there is some change and chaos and lessons in personal freedom, and I'm trying to think of what else 5s represent. Those type of things are things that are resonating for all of us. Especially if you're in a personal year 5. If you're not sure what your personal year is, you want to add your month of birth and your date of birth to the number 5. You got to break those numbers down. So if it ends up being 23, 2 and 5 is 5. That's your personal year. But you want to look into those type of things, because there's a special message there for you about where you are in life, where your focus is, whether you know it or not. And it's just better to know. Just better to know. People have these phobias and fears because their sister-in-law, brother, cousin Tracy told them that there's this negative connotation to getting readings, numerology, astrology, and that sort of thing. But it's not all about looking into the future. It's not all about seeing whether your boyfriend or your girlfriend is cheating on you. It's really all about tapping into your intuition, connecting with your ancestors and spirit guides, and tapping into that information that you should want to know. I'd rather know than not know. I'd rather know and be prepared. My great grandmother, she always instilled in me prepare for war in times of peace. So sometimes I may do a personal reading for myself, and it tells me I got a tower moment coming. Somebody in my circle is betraying me, lying to me. There's some deception somewhere. I'd rather know what's going on in my blind spot. I'd rather they call me out about things that I don't want to on my own up to. So for that reason, I encourage you guys to get into getting readings. I would not say get them on such a frequent basis that you become dependent upon them. I, for one, will not offer readings to my clients on such a frequent basis that they become dependent on me, because it is my goal to encourage my clients to strengthen their intuition and to learn to depend on their own intuition. Don't depend on me. I'm a helper. I am there to assist. I am there to strengthen your intuitive muscle, so that you're able to intuit and trust your gut and follow your own intuition on your own. We preaching independency and not codependency around you. And I'm probably the most codependent motherfucker you know. Or was. I'm not anymore. I'm not going to claim that. But I have been. And so I wouldn't dare promote that in anyone else. But these 3 cards. The intimate dance of beliefs and bruh. The intimate dance of beliefs and emotions. There is strength in numbers. We were just talking about the significance of numbers. And there is strength in numbers. And it's better to know and tap into and explore what your beliefs and emotions are, because it's all working together to co-create the reality that you're living. You might as well look into it. You might as well invest in it, whether it's therapy, whether it's readings, whether it's meditation. You might as well take the time to invest in it, because you're living it. It's what's co-creating your reality. The 3rd card is I Who Guide You. Dare to face yourself. I gotta do a better job of showing y'all the images in the cards. But there's an owl there and 2 wolves. Some trees look like some oranges or tangerines, and some moths. This is giving me shadow work vibes, Dark Night of the Soul vibes. But just daring, having that courage to face yourself, to go deep within yourself, to face those things that scare you, those things that you were told that you could not manifest, those things that you've hidden, those experiences that you've hidden deep in the crevices of your mind and your subconscious that you don't want to face, because that's where your treasure is. Once you slay them dragons that are subconsciously holding you back, the possibilities are limitless. So you definitely have to dare to face yourself, because we put a lot of emphasis on the external, the people around us and their influence on us, what we can and can't do because they hating or they blocking or they did this, they triggered us in that way. No, it's all about you. And until you face yourself and do your shadow work, you're gonna forever not be able to really enjoy the fullness of this life that God has given us. And you're going to forever put the blame on other people and not take accountability for not only how you've allowed some things to occur in your life, but how you are the one who's stopping yourself from manifesting what it is that you really want to bring into fruition or are meant to bring to fruition. And the last card here, the journey. Nothing is as it seems. Question everything. Being true to yourself. There is so much in this reading that is speaking to your own personal relationship with yourself, which really guides every relationship that you have. If you don't make self-care a priority, if you don't make your needs, wants, values, your emotional health and intelligence a priority, your relationships are going to be, they're going to go to shit. It's not going to be of quality. And ain't that what we waking up and going to bed every day for? Or isn't it should be what we are waking up and going to bed every day for? To wake up each day and have a better day than the day before. Learn a lesson clearer than we did the day before, a message clearer than we did the day before. And it comes with reflection and doing that work and really being honest with yourself about yourself. I am going to read the messages from each of these cards, the 3 cards, not the 2 the top and the bottom, because we'll be here all day. And I still need to do my own personal journaling and devotion and things of that nature. So I am going to read these 3 from the deck. From the book. Give me a minute. I told y'all I'm trying to get familiar with this deck myself. And it does not have numbers on the cards. The first card being the intimate dance of beliefs and emotions, which is on page 52. There is strength in numbers. The card you selected shows a stunning blue morpho butterfly in the center over a golden disc. Around the butterfly radiates 2 golden rings. The butterfly hovers over a galactic dance with 7 robed dancers dressed in the colors of the 7 chakras. 5 of the dancers are supporting the planet Neptune. 2 are holding up blue roses. Spinning around the 2 blue roses are 2 small moons, 2 small blue moons. The 2 blue roses symmetrically balance the butterfly and planet. A powerful ray of light shoots forth from the center of the blue planet, forming a ring torus. The dancers wear animal symbols on their back, and the dance and the backdrop of the dance is the universe. This message is for you and any close friends, family, or co-workers you have in your sphere. That would mean y'all. This is a dynamic time. The people in your life have choreographed a magical dance in this 3D world. Examine your beliefs and risk letting go of all you once knew to be true. Oh, y'all. The beautiful blue planet Neptune has appeared to show you a side of yourself that you never knew was there. Your inner eyes have been activated through meditation, self-reflection, and or journeying inward, and you have access to information that has eluded you in the past. Now is the time to take the lead in helping transform the planet. You are all more important than you realize. The 2 blue roses balancing the group confirm that miracles are possible. Your individuality is essential, but always find your community. It is important that you hold on to your dreams and trust your intuition. There are 7 animal guides on each of the dancers. The deer represents love, the rabbit represents luck, the dolphin represents friendship, snakes represent rebirth, frogs represent renewal, the horse represents freedom, and the hummingbird represents joy. They are here to escort you to new insights and adventures. Connect with them whenever you need their support. They will always answer. And each of these cards has an affirmation. I strongly urge you guys to write these affirmations down as you go through your week. Set aside some time, whether it's in the morning or when you're in the car on the way to work or before you go to bed, when you're in the tub, and affirm yourself. Speak life over yourself. Speak positive energy into yourself. And use these affirmations to build that life force energy that the reading is telling us we're needing to reinforce and build up within ourselves, because that's where our creativity is going to come from, and that's where our having the courage to step into who we really are is going to come from. Building your life force energy and working with your chakra points. So that affirmation is, I am an influential individual who draws strength from my community. A lot of what society teaches us is that it's all about me, me, me. We are scratching and fighting, betraying one another to get to the top of this imaginary ladder, to get to something that has no worth to God. The rat race. And a lot of the way that the matrix is set up is intended for us to be divisive, and that's not God's way. God's way is for us to look at one another as community, a tribe, a family. So we definitely have to think in a way about the things that we allow to be divisive in our lives, and to think more in a more community, family, oneness focused way. So like for me, I have 0 tolerance for homophobia or racism or any of those things that promote divisiveness around us or within us, because it goes against everything that God has intended for us to be, the direction that God is trying to take us in. So you want to keep those type of things in mind and just see where they may be the case in your life, to go from being divisive, money hungry, power hungry, status hungry, which would require, if you're doing it in a way that would require being somebody else's detriment, or hurting somebody's feelings, or climbing over somebody to get to what you consider to be the top, and being more oneness focused, because there ain't no real blessing in that. God gonna bless you to get where it is that you want to be, and then you gonna see that it's purgatory. It's hell. You ain't gonna enjoy it, and if you enjoy it, not gonna enjoy it long. So the next card that we pulled was I Who Guide You. Dare to face yourself. Oh, at least these are in alphabetical order, Lord. Help a sister out a little bit. The card you selected shows a barn owl flying toward the viewer. Its wings bisect the picture plane into two distinct sections. Below, 2 black butterflies hover on either side of a portal, while 8 blue spheres, 2 on each side, float behind them. Above the head of the barn owl, 2 hand-like forms grow roots that reach out to the stars. They hold up 2 trees balanced by 2 gray wolves. A great horned owl peers out from under the central roots, and the planet Mars peeks out from behind the tree trunks. The hand-like tree roots continue from one dimension into the next. A metallic purple portal surrounds the wolves and changes to aqua as it continues under the owls. 2 blue roses sit atop the portal. Growing on the trees are oranges and crescent moons. 2 black cats hide in the branches. I think going forward, I'm not going to read the descriptions of the cards. Like I said, I'm getting to know these cards, but there's definitely a lot of value in reading the actual message. So it says, in many cultures, owls symbolize and help facilitate magic, astral travel, and clairvoyance. Clairvoyance being that ability to know something before there's actual proof of what it is that you know. This is because their vision and hearing are almost supernatural. They experience reality quite differently than humans, sensing frequencies and dimensions of which we can only dream. When owls join your consciousness, your latent psychic ability starts surfacing. That's that something within you that's lying dormant also. Those psychic abilities, your gifts, are going to start surfacing. So if you start to notice that you are knowing things, hearing things, smelling things, and it don't really make sense, those are your spiritual gifts or your psychic abilities being awakened within you. You may find yourself knowing things before they happen, or wanting to finish another sentences. Owls also help you acknowledge and understand your shadow side. And I told y'all gotta do that shadow work. That's what a light is. You gotta go through that dark tunnel and do that shadow work. You gotta journal about the things that you don't like about yourself. You gotta journal about your fears. You can contact me and we can do a shadow work reading. But you have got to explore that side of yourself that you don't want people to know. You got to be willing to explore those things that embarrass you, because it's the only way your light is going to shine bright. If you declutter, you got to go clean that closet out that you've been throwing stuff in because you don't want nobody to see it. You know how somebody coming over your house? I don't be doing this. But somebody coming over your house and you just start throwing stuff in the closet and so the house can look clean. Meanwhile, that closet everything in that closet, as soon as you open the door, it's going to fall in. That's that shadow work. You got to go in that closet and sort through that stuff. So if you're trying to clear unconscious ancestral patterns and other unknown traits lodged in your DNA, use the owl wisdom to uncover what is hidden. And you can do that by studying the spiritual nature of owls. If you have an altar, you can get a symbol of an owl to put on your altar, just so that you have that energy present when you are praying or working at your altar. The 2 wolves bring order to your life and give you and your family the strength and stability to succeed. Although things in your life can seem quite shaky right now, they are actually very stable. The 2 orange trees are planted and held firmly in space by the hands of Source. 2 symbolizes peace, harmony, and working for the greater good. It's also about special partnerships. If you're single, you might just find that special someone with whom to bond soon. Okay, Lord. If you are already in a relationship, there will be a closer connection. The circular portal connects you with the home you once knew but have forgotten. The black cats nudge you to deal with unfinished business, while the crescent moons cradle and support your cherished dreams. Mars is here to help you get rid of any unnecessary baggage that is weighing you down and slowing your progress. Focus only on that quiet but persistent loving voice that's here to guide you to your destiny. With blue roses in the background, what you once thought impossible will grow and prosper. And that affirmation is, anything I want is possible. It's just how I look at it. Once you clear the clutter that's in your life that is crowding your subconscious, you'll start to get a clearer perspective of your experiences, your relationships, your goals, where you want to go in life, but you got to clear that clutter. You got to clean that closet out. I told them not to be telling my personal business, but apparently I don't run nothing because they all up and through my business right now. But that last card, the message is the journey. Nothing is as it seems. Being true to yourself. So let's see what that message is saying to us, so we can wrap up our wonderful time together and get about our own personal business, our own personal work and journeys as we strengthen our life force energy, so that we can ultimately strengthen the collective. Like, it ain't all about us as much as we think. It ain't all about us individually as much as we tend to think. It's easy to feel adrift these days. The message here is about waking up and taking action. The number one appears many times in this card, and the number one appears many times in this card, and it's all about new beginnings, assertiveness, and accomplishment. I've been saying 111 and 1111 like crazy, but that's really nothing new. But at one point it kind of slacked up, and now it has really picked up. It signals a time to step out of your comfort zone and go for your desires. It also signifies that you create your reality with your beliefs and actions. Let the starfish reprogram your thoughts so you see your life with new eyes and a new perspective. Nothing is as it seems, and everything you thought was set in stone is an illusion. You are on the brink of a major breakthrough. Keep the wolf by your side to give you the strength and courage to step into the black portal. Once you do, things will change quickly. To help this process, discard any limiting or restrictive beliefs that you keep floating in circles. Stay neutral and don't be drawn into negative thinking that exists around you. Be a living example of sacred neutrality, positivity, non-judgment, and love. Although a certain amount of conformity is important for survival, it is also important to remain true to yourself. Releasing emotional baggage, that's the second card telling us to release the baggage that we're carrying. Releasing emotional baggage will lighten your burden and make it easier to steer. When you do, your mental and physical health will improve. The goose spreads its wings, helping to balance and guide the boat. Let the goose help you navigate your way back to your true calling. Trust where your own inner radar is leading you. Do whatever you can, however small, to contribute to creating a new, loving, caring, heart-centered paradigm at work, in your community, and in your family. Remember that this is a journey and adventure that your soul chose. That's your sacred contract. A lot of us are fighting it tooth and nail, but you signed up for this. It's what you told God you wanted to do in this lifetime. It don't feel good, but that's the lesson that you signed up to learn. And once you think of it that way, you're better able to navigate how to move forward and how to move in the midst of what you're going through. Move my juices getting hot. The challenges you are facing can be seen as chaotic. Told you that number 5, chaos, or as needed catalysts to attain new levels of awareness. That number 5, change. Your bees remind you that you are not alone. There are others in your soul group here as well as on the other side of the veil. The only way to travel back and forth is with the power of love. And the affirmation for this card is, fear is only an illusion. The only power it has is what I give it. So I'm more than likely going to include the affirmations as well as the images of these cards on my Instagram page throughout the week, so stay tuned for that. If you're able to see them as I have showed you the cards on this video, you may want to take screenshots, study, meditate the meanings and the symbolism of what has been shown, or pause and write down the affirmations. But I hope something has been said that penetrates your mind, body, and soul in a way that lifts your energy, that pours into your dry places, that waters your flowers in some shape, form, or fashion. But that has been Soul Food Sundays, y'all. We back. I do plan to do an episode for co-creating for this month, that I'm really on a topic that I'm really excited about discussing, but I'm gonna take my time with it. In the past, I kept saying I'm gonna do an episode of co-creating, I'm gonna do an episode of co-creating, but I'm gonna do it this time. For real, for real. So thank y'all for joining me, and I will see y'all next Sunday. Peace.